David Beistel, I'm sorry. Sorry, Dave.
All right. I was hoping to speak after the school board members, but
You can hold your comments.
Would you rather wait?
I'm sorry?
You can hold your
You
comments.
can hold your
wait.
comments. You don't have to come up right now.
Okay.
You can wait.
Well, let me say what I wanted to say. I was here in October to implore council to hopefully get with the school board because I was adamantly opposed to the arming of the guards. I will reiterate, I am for the security, and I think we're missing we can't see the forest for the trees. We're up here talking about who's going to write a citation. We had a school fight, and we're going to quibble about who's going to issue citations. I think it's ludicrous. I again say that this is a rush to judgment. There was no community input on this police force. They lost an appeal. I spoke again at the school board meeting and asked them not to appeal it. So they went from civil court to criminal court, and Judge Manning approved the arming of the police guards. I've talked to various members of the school board. I even told Mary Beth, but I think you need 16 officers instead of 8 or 9. They had 13, they went down to 9. Because I said, the kids are in danger when they come to school in the morning and when they leave. So if you have 16 guards and you have 8 a shift, 1 comes in the morning and covers, hopefully, the cafeteria, and then covers the arrival of the students, and then the other guys come in, and they're there in the afternoon to hopefully cover lunch and dismissal. There's been no room for compromise in this, and I proposed that they arm only 4 of the armed guards instead of all the policemen. And I think that they should all be vetted by the chief of police of Monroeville, whether they're retired policemen or not. One school board member said one guy quit because he didn't feel safe without his gun. In an elementary school, we have armed policemen that are supposed to be in elementary schools. I think it's dangerous. And I've said that before, and I'll keep saying it. And I think that this has been a rush to judgment, and we're going to, you say it's not about politics, but it is about politics. It's about political agendas, and, President-elect Trump said, hey, he wants to have no more gun-free school zones. The city of Pittsburgh has gang members. They have neighborhood feuds. They don't have armed policemen, but Monroeville does. And we talk about declining enrollment and wanting to attract people to come to Monroeville and use the Gateway School District. I moved to Monroeville 29 years ago because I wanted my daughters to go to a diverse school district. I could have moved to Murraysville and gone to an all-white school, because I went to a basketball game last week at Franklin Regional, and it's not very diverse. But Gateway is. And Gateway is a good school district, but how are we going to attract people? We're going to say, oh, look, move to Monroeville, bring your kids to the Gateway School District. We have an armed policeman in every school. Every school. And I got a text this morning, my phone went off, and there was the video of the fight. I don't know what the fight was about. I don't care, quite frankly. But the text also, I got a text that said there were 6 or 7 policemen, school board policemen in the building, but there weren't any in the cafeteria. The question I want to raise is, why weren't they? Why wasn't 1 or 2? If we're going to put an armed guard in every building, what are 6 people doing in one building? Are they waiting for their assignment? Don't they have an assignment? Who do they report to? Where's their chain of command? I mean, to me, it's ludicrous. And all we're doing is bringing more publicity, bad publicity to Monroeville. We had a shooting at the mall, you know. I saw Chad on the news, he talked about soft targets. And I'm thinking, soft targets? I haven't heard that in a long time. So I Googled it. And a soft target refers to a target that's susceptible to a military or terroristic attack. And I don't believe that Monroeville is in danger of a terroristic attack. You know, the mall's a soft target. Kmart's closing, it's a soft target. I think you people, being council and the school board, need to quit quibbling about who has jurisdiction and fix this. You know, I think Judge Manning should vacate his order. Quite frankly, I wish he would. Because I don't think the community's been involved, the whole school board hasn't been involved, and it's dangerous, and somebody's going to get hurt. My kids are gone from the Gateway School District. You know, maybe I should be gone from Monroeville and move to Washington, D.C., where my daughters live. But this is craziness. We're going to quibble about who's going to issue a citation to a teenager that got in a fight. Did somebody look at his girlfriend the wrong way? Who knows?
Well, David,
Thank you.
Well, David, just it'll go back to what I said earlier. If we would have been meeting all along, none of this would have been an issue.
Well, that's all water over the dam,
It certainly
Mr. Mayor.
is, and
I mean, we got to, you know,
And
this
I
is.
just heard what I said. Let's get the intergovernmental meeting started again.
Well,
It's the tool that,
I'm not here to lay blame on anybody.
I'm not blaming, I'm just
You know.
stating, that's the facts.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate. I think that they had a, from what I've talked to the former mayor, I talked to the police chief. You know, I think this all goes back to the quibbling over who was going to pay the school resource officer. You know, and then I did some research, and there's $100 million in the budget between the school board and the borough. And we're talking about one policeman that was getting paid $70. He could have been paid $100,000 a year, and it's still 1% of the total budget of both organizations. I'm just appalled that this is going on, and it's unfortunate that this fight happened. And, you know, I would have never gotten involved in this in the first place, but I read about it in the paper. I read about armed guards in the paper. I mean, it's just beyond me that this has gone from in the paper. They have school board meetings, and they had already decided a few days, it was already determined that the vote was 7-2 when they took the vote. They knew they had the votes, and it got published, and I went to talk to say, please seriously consider what you're doing. Putting an armed policeman in an elementary school where they had no security before. None. And we went from none to an armed policeman. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Josh Martin?